Yeah, hi guys. I just watched Moonlight today, and I'll try to give you a general overview first. But let's start. The movie is directed by Barry Jenkins and stars. I hope I get it right. Mahershala Ali, Shariff, Earp, and Duan Sanderson, and then there's one actress that I was really looking forward to seeing. Her name is Naomie Harris, and if you have watched the newest uh, James Bond movie, Spectre and Skyfall, you know that she's in those playing Moneypenny. So I was really looking forward to seeing her in this movie because I really liked her in the James Bond movies. But the basic premise of the movie is that we as a audience get to follow this young black man's growing up story from childhood into adulthood, and the premise was somewhat interesting at first for me because I like movies with a social message. That's always good for me. Um, and this certainly had uh, that social message. And this had one other thing which kind of always turns me off from movies. There's a couple of exceptions, but kind of always turns me off from movies. And that's if they have too many Oscar nominations. I just checked from the Internet Movie Database, and this movie has 8 of them, and it has like the one for best directing, one for best motion picture of the year, one for best adapted screenplay, and for some reason, movies made for or movies that get many Oscar nominations for me, they always turn out not to be my favorites. I don't know what it is, but specifically in Moonlight, as I said earlier, the premise is that we get to follow this young man's growing up story from kind of beginning to or from childhood into adulthood. So so they do it in stages. First, there's like I don't know, he's like 5 or 8, 9 years old, and then he's like 15 years old, and then he's like 30 years old. But there was something wrong with the pacing of this movie. I got so tired and so bored very early on, and that's never a good thing for me because then I get really I don't follow the story that well anymore when I get so bored. Um, to be honest, there's a million, uh, not a million, but yeah, let's say a million. In my opinion, a million movies about the same subject matter. By the way, a black man growing up that are better than this. If you like slow pace movie that has a social message but doesn't have that much happen in it, then this movie is for you. But I would I'm always looking for some pace in these kind of movies that the story moves forward, that it feels like um, a story that is worth watching, but doesn't take its time. Because this movie, for me at least, took its time and took its time too much for me. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I was so disappointed because I heard that this movie is gonna be the one of the best movies of the year. that this has had some great acting in it, and it in some ways, in certain ways, it did, but it just didn't click for me. And then the part that I was really disappointed in was the part that Naomie Harris played of Paul. And without giving too much away, she's this woman in drug trouble, and doesn't know how to take care of his child, and kind of is a drifter, but still at the same time cares a lot about his son. So, considering the way I loved her portrayal of Moneypenny in the new James Bond movies, I thought that she could do better. And of course, some people might say that her acting performance was so good, but I found it so boring for myself because this story was so slow that she fits so much better in those fast-paced, fast-moving action stories than this kind of drama. Because let's say so, she didn't click for me in this movie at all. So I'm very disappointed with this movie. I'm very disappointed with the pacing. Um, uh, there's like many other movies that deal with the same subject matter that are way better than this. And as a final note, this doesn't deserve, in my opinion, those 8 Oscar nominations. And let's say that, in my opinion, again, if it gets some of them, gets the Oscars for some of the nominations, then I don't know. There's gonna be so many better movies. There is Hidden Figures that is gonna be my number one movie of this Oscar season for sure. It seems so interesting, and it seems to be done so much better. And by the way, it in some ways it deals with the same subject matter than this movie in a whole different setting, but it deals with the same subject matter. So I think that if you want to go and see something way better than this, at least based on the early released footage that I seen, then go and check this. Go and check out Hidden Figures. Don't go check out Moonlight. That's just me, and I always try to give it to you straight. And I have to be honest, this movie was, if I have to give it like stars, let's say 2 stars out of 5, and that 2 stars comes out of some acting that was in this movie that wasn't so good, but it saved some of the movie for me, but not more than 2 stars out of 5. But yeah, that's about it for Moonlight for me this time. I'm going to check this week at least John Wick Chapter 2. And that's, if everything goes to plan, that's gonna be tomorrow. So stay tuned for that review. I'll try to get it up at the latest on Friday morning. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you again, guys. Bye bye.